What is up, everybody? Today it's your boy back again with another one, and I got none other than the NTW United States Champion Texmex with me on the Wrestling Today podcast. This is an exclusive interview that has been brought to me, by your best friend, the owner, Deshon Goode. Like he's like, "Hey, I want that guy on the show. I want him to talk about me and this and that." I'm like, "Whoa." I'm just an innocent bystander, but I'm glad to have my friend on the show. I'll be glad to have him here, and I'll let him talk about what he needs to talk about. But the last time I saw you, man, was at New Beginnings.
Correct.
What was that about? February?
Yeah, February.
February. That was the last time I saw you, and it was a pretty good night. But I know you've done some stuff since then. Like, what have you been up to?
Well, let me backtrack here a little bit. First of all, I want to start by going on record and saying that Deshaun is in fact not my friend, not someone that I care to ever call me his friend. But I will be, in fact, be on here to talk about him today. But now, like you said, I have done some other stuff since the last time I saw you. I debuted for a company called Event Premier Wrestling. So they do shows at street fairs, at community fairs, stuff like that. So they're really nice, free outdoor shows, and we had one here in Louisville, which is where I live, and I was able to perform in front of my people, man. The people that, like I said that day, the people that I go to the grocery store with, the people that I stand in line behind at the bank. So it was really nice, kind of be that hometown hero that day.
I mean, anytime you're in Dallas, my friend, you're a hometown hero. Let's be honest. You're wearing the
All,
best
all of
mask
the
of you're wearing the best
all
mask
of Texas
ever,
is my hometown,
Texas,
if we're
right?
being honest.
They call you
Hmm.
Tex-Mex for a reason.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But
Hmm.
that's good, man. You're staying busy, staying in shape, ring ready, especially for whatever's brought to you, right?
Yeah, man. Trying to stay active in the gym. I've been working a little bit more on heavy lifting now, trying to get stronger because I got quite a challenge. I got quite a challenge coming up ahead of me at our next show with NTW, which we can talk about here in a minute.
Oh yeah, we're for
But
sure gonna get into that.
trying
uh,
to be ready for everything.
oh yeah, but no, like I said, the last time I saw you, it was at New Beginnings. It was uh,
Hmm.
it was in February. The wrong picture, guys. I'm over here jumping the gun. Let me see. There we go. New Battlegrounds is next.
Hmm.
But last time I saw you was New Beginnings. It was an action-packed show. I mean, we had casket matches, street fights, title changes, surprise guests,
Hmm.
all kinds of stuff went down that night. But I know the one thing that was on everybody's mind when they left the show, other than the fact that Deshaun and his goons, Oral Gang, the new Oral Gang, whatever they want to call themselves, left you and uh, you know, what's his name?
Shogun.
Shogun. That was coming to me. Shogun. They let y'all kind of beaten and battered that night. But
Yeah.
the one thing that was so controversial was that Shogun won the NTW title against Kane Carter, and then at the end of the show, he defended again out of nowhere against Red Chambers and lost it. Like,
Hmm.
how do you feel about the whole scenario going down?
Let's start by saying the obvious. Everybody knows how I feel about Red Chambers. I can't stand that man. I can't see that man in a picture. If he was on fire and I had a cup of water, I would drink the water. But
Oh, okay.
but success comes to people that work hard, and Red has worked hard. I will be the first to admit that Red has worked hard, and even if it didn't come through the right way, he won his first world title. Props to him. My beef with Red Chambers was the fact that he cost me my my United States champion at NTW. But guess what? I have it back. That means that my beef with Red Chambers is no longer there. Now, what is there is my beef with the Oro gang, whether it's the old one, the new one, the next one, the one after that. My beef is with Oro gang, and most specifically, my beef is with Deshon. And I want everyone who's a member of Oro gang and is watching this right now to pay attention to the fact that the moment that people let Deshon down, he had no problem pushing them aside. Why hasn't he promoted King Carter anymore? Why hasn't he promoted Davion Black? Because they're no longer useful to him. And the same thing is going to happen with Red Chambers, with these twins and the guy from Arkansas who, for some reason, keep putting my name in their mouth. Um, so everyone is disposable to Deshon. He does not care about you. So, Red Chambers, congratulations. You have a world title. But guess what? When you're no longer valuable to Deshon, you will no longer be world champion. And I hope that it is me that takes that world title from you.
Man, so strong words for the Earl Gain and Deshaun there, man. Um, Jumping back to New Beginnings, though. That night, the toy man, Chris Hill, had a plan in place. The plan was to take everything from Deshaun and Oral Gang. He succeeded for the most part, and we thought this show was going to end with a successful, regain of the United States title on you, because they had already taken the world title, and all that was left was
Yeah.
that belt that's on your shoulder there, looking really lovely, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, his plan didn't go all the way through, and I know we're gonna see a lot happen at the next event. But before we jump into that part, how did it feel for you winning back your United States title?
Man, they say every wrestler's dream is to win a title, and that's 100% accurate. You always want to win a title. We actually had the opportunity 2 weeks ago to go to an elementary school and talk to the kids for career day. And usually when you go to career days at schools, it's like, oh, how do you become a lawyer? How do you become a cop? How do you become a doctor? All those different regular jobs. And then there you have us. How do you become a professional wrestler? And it's not necessarily just about being a professional wrestler. It's about having these crazy big dreams, and every step that you take along the way is a step closer to that crazy big dream, right? So, like I explained to them, is it's a validation of all your hard work, man. It's a validation of all those bumps and bruises that you take. Um, it's a validation of the fact that people are like you, and people want to see you in these title matches, and people want to see you win the big one. So here we are. I am the first ever two-time United States champion. I am the first wrestler in NTW history to hold two title reigns for the same title. And then I'm also the longest reigning United States champion. At a year and a half, my first reign stands at the longest. And I don't see why this one can't be longer than that.
Well said, man. And if you want to check out those pictures of Career Day, they're on NTW's official Facebook page, North Texas Wrestling
Facebook
History,
and Instagram, correct?
and Instagram. Yep, I follow both. You should do the same.
Yes, sir.
um, but after you won the title, Career Day, other events, and the aftermath, I feel like Deshaun's come at you personally because we saw the video. It's all over Facebook, Instagram. You coming out of Home Depot, and
Yeah.
he's just there waiting for you with the tag team champions. Like, what's up with that, man?
Yeah, so I don't know what the deal with APR is. APR got screwed over last time. Not at New Beginnings, but at Operation Oro. APR got screwed over, and you know, I guess they're just there for the money because they got hired again, and they're working for Deshon again. But I don't know, man. I think the crazy part is every time that Deshon comes after me, he never comes alone. And we got into a argument over some Facebook comments like a week or two ago. Yeah, about a week ago. And he brought up that a while back at Home Depot I tried to attack him. when Brady showed up. I never invited Brady Brown. Brady showed up on his own. But like I told Deshon that day, like I told Deshon over the Facebook comments, Deshon has made a lot of enemies. And, his thing is that he likes to attack in packs. Next time he tries to attack me, whether it's by himself, with a group, or with a whole battalion, I'm going to be ready.
Man, I know you will because that was some bullshit. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, man, that's just some mess from Deshaun, the owner, who is kind of losing power because we saw, everything that went down at New Beginnings. His power's kind of being taken away from him. Him
Mm-hmm.
being thrown out the building, and then him coming back in somehow, some way, and then leaving with the most prestigious prize in your company right now. But
Yeah. So, I mean, you would actually think that me winning the United States champion for the second time was my favorite part of the show. Easily my second favorite part of the show, actually. My first part was watching Deshon get suplexed by Shogun. That was great. It's actually the wallpaper on my phone now. It just reminds me of how happy that moment made me. And then the second favorite as well was when Deshon got carried out like the child that he is. When he threw a fit, sat on the ring apron, like no one's gonna take me out of here, and he got carried right out, and that was perfect.
man, that was actually my favorite moment when he got a suplex in the ring as well.
Hey,
I made
great minds
sure
think alike. Great minds think alike.
the nephew was in a good spot just in case something happened, and he got the most perfect shot of the night. It looked like Deshaun was
Which
flying at him.
yes, which by the way, funny you bring up your nephew. We need to put a mic on your nephew for the next show. Your your nephew has a skill for commentary. Um, I feel like if we put a mic on him, it'll make the shows a whole lot more enjoyable as well.
I mean, nephew, he's actually excited about this interview, and he's really excited about my guest for the next show, which I have to let you know, Red Chambers will be on the podcast as well. Your episode will be released Thursday. His episode will be released next Monday if everything goes according to plan. Um, and of course, he's gonna see this, and I'm sure he's gonna have some words for you as well.
I mean,
Um,
usually you save the best for last. I don't know why you would do it backwards, but it's your show. You run your show how you want to run your show. If you want your ratings to drop, which I would never wish on you, have Red Chambers on after me. If you wanted them to go up, you should have had me. You should have had me after Red Chambers.
oh man, I love it, man. I love it, man. That's why I like having you on here, man. You always got a way of words with me.
Hey,
But
they call it the gift of jab.
oh yeah, but now I can show this picture. Uh, we're done talking about new beginnings because
Hmm.
that's the past now, right? We're looking towards the future for Tex-Mex. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. We're looking on to bigger and better things.
All right. So the next one that we got coming up on the 27th, the week after WrestleMania, by the way, which
Yeah,
gonna be a great month of wrestling. Let's be honest. We got a lot of great shows coming out in the month of April. You got TNA, you got WWE, AEW. They're all gonna be putting on some great shows. Then, of course, a lot of
hmm
the independent shows going to be doing their thing as well. And
yeah.
Battlegrounds is one of those. Now, they've already made some announcements when it comes to the show. I obviously saw the video Chris Hill posted yesterday on
Hmm.
Facebook. It looks like Chance Fortune is having to vacate his title due to injury from this past weekend.
Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately, that's what it's like. That's what it looks like. Chance Fortune is a great friend of mine, someone who's had my back and I've had his back. So I absolutely wish Chance nothing but the best. Nothing but great fortunes to Chance Fortune.
Well said, man, because he's also a pretty good buddy of mine. Every time I go to the shows, he welcomes me and nephew all the time. He's
Hmm.
always getting his shots in. And last time
Yeah,
we saw him, Dante stole his title. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and
yeah.
say
And
that.
now Dante's claiming to be the cruiserweight champion.
Yeah, and I'm like, Dante, man, you didn't win it. Everyone clearly saw you steal it. And then after the show,
Hmm.
we saw them running around, beating each other up all over the place, which I wish
Yeah.
I had the camera out for that stuff. But man, um, obviously that title's up.
In this business, man, you got to keep rolling until you're out the door.
Oh
Once you're
yeah.
out the door, actually, once you're in the door at your house, you can stop rolling.
I mean,
But before that, don't stop.
I'm surprised they didn't get footage of Chance chasing him all the way to his car.
Hmm.
That would have been gold.
Yeah.
but uh, but obviously that title's up for grabs at the next event at Battlegrounds. Is Tex-Mex going to be doing something at Battlegrounds?
Yeah. So, like I said, I have a pretty big challenge coming on uh, at Battlegrounds on April 27th. I'm actually going to be facing the ring bully Stevan.
The
I don't know if you're
returning
familiar with Stevan,
Stevan.
but he is first and foremost, he is an amazing talent. He's someone that I've had the pleasure of watching wrestle before. Someone that I've had the pleasure of. Um, I didn't actually wrestle him, but he did get involved in one of my matches a while back, and you I felt the force of his attacks. I'm excited for the opportunity to represent the United States title against someone of his caliber. But he's called the ring bully, but I can assure you he's not going to bully me around. I'm not someone that's going to be easily bullied. He can be the ring bully all he wants, but on April 27th, that's not going to be the deal.
Man, I mean, I have seen some of his clips. As soon as they announced it, I looked him up on his social medias, and
Hmm.
I know that's going to be a hard fought battle. So he's not going to go.
Yeah.
He's not going to go out so easy. I know you won't.
Hmm.
Hopefully, Deshaun and his goons can stay out of this one and let this one go fair and square. Uh,
That's the big what if, right? What if they do let it go through? What if they get involved? But like I said, I'm gonna try my best to be ready. I'm gonna try my best to have those distractions not cost me my title, because it has cost me my title before, especially when it comes to Red Chambers. But come April 27th, I'm gonna give Stevan my best. I'm gonna give him every shot that I can, and we're gonna walk out with this United States champion still.
I hope you do, man. I'm always rooting for you every time I go to those shows. And I'm hoping you walk out with that NTW title.
Hmm.
But another major announcement that was made, um, it appears that for the first time ever, there's going to be some ladies competing on the card. And not only
Correct.
the ladies will be competing for the first time, but it'll be for the inaugural women's champion. And that's
Correct.
going to
Yeah.
be
So
between La Muñeca and Aaron Eris. What are your
yeah.
thoughts on that one?
Oh man, I think giving women a place to showcase is always important. There's there's women athletes that are a whole lot better than some of the guy athletes that are on the show, right? I'm not gonna say any names, Red Chambers, but uh, you caught on to that. I wasn't sure if
Oh,
you
man.
caught it or not. Yeah, there's some ladies that are amazingly talented and they deserve to be able to show it off. And what best than to have two great young talents in the industry fight to have the honor of being the inaugural champion. That's as an inaugural champion myself, I can tell you that I understand how important this is, how nerve wracking it can also be as well. So I wish both Aaron and La Muñeca the absolute best.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for them ladies to throw down in the ring for that title. It's
Hmm.
always great to see the ladies compete because, like you said, sometimes they do outperform the men, and we've seen
Hmm.
it on the main stage of all these bigger promotions.
Hmm.
Um, so I can't wait for that one to go down. But of
Yeah.
course, I keep going back to it, but I know for a fact we're gonna see Deshaun and the newly formed Earl gang, my bad, at Battlegrounds. And I know there's gonna be a confrontation with you guys. Are you ready for that to go down? And if so, should we be expecting you to come alone or with people to help you out?
I've had some people reach out to help me. I'm not going to tell you that I haven't. I've had some people reach out saying that they also want to catch a piece of Oro Gang. They want to, break a piece off of Deshon. But let me give you a little history lesson here. The very first time that there was a training for what was going to be an NTW roster, and we didn't know it at the time. Uh, we we were running warm ups, and then we started running, kind of some warm up matches between the people that were there training. And after the first warm up match that I had, Deshon came up to me and said, "Hey man, great job. You're an amazingly talented wrestler." Um, he said, "What do I have to do to get you to be on my show, to get you to be in my company?" And I said, "Deshon, all you got to do is say the word, man. Say the word, and I'll be there at your show." And he did. He said, "Hey, you know what?" He offered me a 1 year deal. That's now been 4 years. Sorry, going on our third year. Going on our third year, and for the first 2 years, it was great. I became the U.S. champion. Deshon would invite me out to dinner so we can talk business and how we were going to grow the company. And at that point, I would have called Deshon my friend. He wasn't just the boss; he was honestly a friend at that point. So when this whole oral thing started, it it was a shocker, and I think that was my biggest issue with the whole thing. So whenever these people call me to ask to help me take on Deshon and the Aura Gang, I simply say no, because NTW started with Deshon and I. The Aura Gang problem started with Deshon and I'm gonna finish the Aura Gang problem with Deshon and I. And if I have to beat him in the middle of the ring for a match, bring him out of retirement just to put him back into retirement, I have absolutely no problem with that.
So I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna ask since you just said it. Is that a challenge to Deshaun himself right there? Are you challenging him on this podcast right now? If he's up for it?
Deshaun can take it however he wants to take it. If he wants to take it as a threat, as a challenge, but above all, it's a promise. If Deshaun ever gets in the ring with me, I'm going to make sure he retires for good.
Oof. Oof. Deshaun, I know he's gonna be watching this later. Uh, take it how you want, man. You heard it from Tex-Mex himself. It's up to you to answer. But before we wrap this up though, man, uh, obviously we're gonna see you next month. Is there any other dates that everybody can catch you on coming up soon?
Yeah. So this weekend I'm actually going to be I'm going to be part of a dance festival. I mean, everybody knows my passion for dance. So I'm going to be part of a dance festival, doing some competition there, having some fun there. And then when it comes to wrestling, uh, I'm focused on NTW for the rest of this month, because I want to make sure that I'm ready for the ring bully for Stevan. So I've put my entire focus on that. I don't want to lose this title a month after I won it. So I want to make sure that I'm focused on him. I don't want to overlook him. I don't want to underestimate him, because like I said earlier, he's an amazingly talented wrestler. He is one of the strongest men pound per pound that I've ever met. And not only that, when I first met him, he was already strong. In the last year, he's gone on a transformation and made himself even bigger, even better, even stronger. And I look forward for that challenge. But like I said, I'm not overlooking it. I'm not underestimating it, and I'm making sure that I myself am prepared, because he shouldn't overlook me or underestimate me either.
Man, well said. And before we wrap it up again, do you want to let everybody know where they can find you at on social media and all that?
Definitely, definitely. You guys can follow me on Instagram at texmex.lucha. And then you guys can look up Kevin Texmex Quintana on Facebook, and you'll find me there. I do have some new merch that I put out. So we have this one right here. It says "Don't with Tex-Mex,"
Oh,
um, and then I have a hat, I have a hoodie, and then I have a Texican shirt. So make sure you check those out. The link is on the bios on all of my social media, so you guys can check that out. And then the best part is that you can buy it through the link, and it actually gets shipped out directly to you. You don't have to wait for the next show to see it to get it. It'll ship out directly to you, and we have everything from an extra small all the way to like a 6 or 7X. So anyone can participate in buying some Tex-Mex merch.
y'all heard that, guys? He has big boy sizes. We're good.
As a big boy myself,
As a
I
big
have to
boy.
take care of my big boys.
Oh man, because you be finding them fly shirts. You're like, they ain't got that in big boy
Yeah,
sizes.
exactly.
But this man does. So make sure y'all go check him out. He is a really cool guy. I've met him several times in person, obviously. But man, this was fun. Can't
Yeah,
wait to do this again down the
always a
road.
pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, this is like what our fourth time sitting down and conversating like this
Yeah, it's about our fourth time on camera, at least.
on camera.
Countless times off camera, but even just or when I come into your stream podcast, we always have a little side conversation during commercials.
Oh yeah, we're always talking about NTW and possibilities of what
Yeah.
might be happening from there. But
Hmm.
like I said, go follow him on all his social medias. He already named them, and I'll link them down below in the description, as well as that merch for him.
Hmm.
You'll be
Yeah,
able to
I'll send you
find it.
over that link, and then you can add it in the description as well.
Oh yeah. But like I said, guys, I'll be back with another episode with the NTW World Champion Red Chambers, and as
Sorry,
more.
you said you missaid that. You'll be back Monday with the least interesting, with the less talented, with the more annoying, I guess, world champion Red Chambers.
You heard it from the man right there. I'll be back next Monday with another episode of Wrestling Today podcast. Until next time, guys, y'all stay safe. God bless and peace.